Good evening, everyone. A fireside chat to you all this evening. It's going to be amazing. And I have a guest. And I was told by Mr. Brandon Valley that when I told him I was going to go solo tonight and chat it up, he basically told me that I needed an adult and said he's coming on.
I mean, this is very accurate. There's nothing wrong with this statement.
I do want to make sure that I have, I've got Brian here. I said that I needed him about as much as I need this sock puppet. And I made a sock puppet named Brian, and he's right here. He's going to hang out with me for a little bit right next to me.
What color is the sock puppet?
I put two. They are red and I think blue. We had exciting stuff happen today, man.
We did have some cool stuff happen.
You know what? I'm actually going to post that up. Let's get the ATC circuits thing going on. Oh, sorry, Brian. We gotta move you, brother. You're going in the corner. You know what I mean?
So that's Brian. Is the other one Steven?
Yes. He's on a plane to Milan right now. Actually, that's a lie. I keep saying Milan because it sounds cooler. He is actually going to Malaysia, I think. Actually, where is he going? Hold, please.
I thought he was going to Milan.
No. He's going to somewhere else. Manila. Something with
Manila.
an M.
Okay.
All I'm saying is alliteration is key here at DOG. We like to do stuff. So we've got the fire. We've got the ATC Warhammer American Team Championship announcement that there's going to be a team championship circuit. The Green Dragon Shop, in collaboration with Away Games, is creating a full series of 5-man events, 32 teams, 2 days, 5 rounds. They have all the same rules. And I don't know if I've ever said this before. I'm pretty into team tournaments, man. I think
you like team tournaments.
I know you're thinking, what?
I've never heard that before. Brad, who's only been to 10 ETCs?
11, thank you very much.
11? Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited for this. And I'm going to give everybody my team speech. When you play team tournaments, one, it's awesome because your total points count. So even if you get smashed, grinding out points counts for the team. And it's fantastic because it gives you a reason to play all 5 turns. You always count towards that victory. Even if you took a really bad match, you score some points. It feels fantastic. Also, it solves the meta because in a team tournament, you can only take any one faction once. So it really solves if one army or maybe even 2 armies are OP. Well, you can only have one of those per team. So it really mixes and sometimes you take really counter lists. You saw that at ETC this year, WTC and the ATC this year. They had lots of counter lists. You saw tons of Death Watch trying to counter GSC and Necrons. You saw the Polish take the Tau list, very similar Tau list that you took to ATC, which was looking to really focus on hitting the custodes and stuff because they just put a ton of damage, AP2 damage, multi-damage and stuff. So you could really play, I feel like, the purest form of 40k because you take just these unbound lists that don't have to worry about one thing that they might have a weakness of. And you just go, hey, don't play knights or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just smash into whatever.
It is super fun not to play against 5 Eldar armies in a row or 5 GSE armies in a row. Especially if your list is tailored to be custodes. So Anna says this is a complete 360 degrees from your previous position.
It is. I spun around and faced the same way. What else, Kirk Carmona? I'm super pumped about this, and I think that with them, and the thing is that everywhere else, they're much bigger in team tournaments than we are in the States. And I'm super, oh my God, Corey, sorry. Corey just hurt my brain by saying he's bringing 3 Doomsday Arcs and 3 Doomsize. Why do you do these things to me? You know I have a heart condition. You could put me down at any second here, and it makes me sad. So
something that you're also not acknowledging on this post is that in the comments, I commented, "Hey, we should have an 8-person team tournament. That would be pretty cool." And then ATC responded, "Stay tuned." So
True.
I wonder if ATC is going to be hosting an 8-person team tournament, or there's going to be another venue that has an 8-person team tournament.
I'm open both, to be honest with you. DOG was talking about it for a while. I do not know what we're going to do with that. And the big thing I love about this is in Europe, in Australia, they have shit tons of team tournaments. And people get involved. And the thing is that it's availability. So we have so few here. You know what I mean? We've got Battle for Salvation. We had the Las Vegas. We didn't have that anymore. We have ATC. We get a couple Canadian tournaments, but there's not like a ton of them. There is like all over Europe.
So there's like 5.
Yeah,
realistically.
And the thing is like, I love this circuit. They're going to keep, you get the reason to play in more of them, but also it makes it more available to people. So, maybe you couldn't make ATC. It had a bad date. You couldn't do this. There's going to be more events, and it looks like they're going to be at different regions around the United States. So it's more availability. And I'm very excited about that because a lot of people just haven't experienced team tournaments. A lot of people I talk to, they only have been to singles and stuff. And the thing is that if you don't know that many people that have played, or you don't have an area where a lot of people already play team tournaments, maybe you don't have a team ready to go. And this is kind of the stepping stone to get more and more people playing team events. I think I'm really super psyched.
So do Polish people even play singles? They actually do play singles. They use differential for every single event.
Yeah, they effectively play the team style in their singles events.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I think this would be a pretty good opportunity. I'm interested to see where they are. And I mean, if they're only in Chattanooga, if they're only in Georgia, it's not very much of a circuit, Yeah,
but we get more people involved in this, and I'm surprised that we haven't had. The FLG guys haven't really embraced it very much. I think they just try to make that one big event. But the thing is like, I think that you can do these 32 team events. It's not like a billion players, you know what I mean? It's still a big tournament, you know what I mean? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But it can still be held in the standard convention hall that you were looking to make your GT in, you know what I mean? 160 people, you still can hold that in the standard place that you were already going to hold your major.
Why can't we super chat? Was that disabled, Brad?
Super chat basically is we're waiting for. They thought we were a bot or something and required us to put all the bank information and stuff in. So apparently we're waiting on Mr. Thomas Ogden to take care of it. He said he put everything in, and we are waiting for super chats. I told him I was going to blow it up tonight with super chats because I was so excited, and my excitement would carry over into people wanting to talk to me. And we are waiting on YouTube to get back to us. Basically, we submitted everything submitted, and it's waiting.
I mean, we had it though. Is it just because he never put his banking information in?
Apparently.
You should just put your banking information in. Pretend you're Tom.
I heard that goes really well when you fraud someone's bank account. No way that would come back on me.
I mean, Tom is a solid 6'4", 350, and you're totally that tall. You could pass for Tom any day.
Oh man, Carmona's got a great point on this, by the way. That makes me sad. Heidi and I were excited to see Brad flounder by himself, disappointed to see his friends. You know what? That's
hurtful.
Lyle. You know who loves themselves? This guy. I would have been fine.
You would have been fine.
Carmona makes a great point. It's easier to market a team than it is to market a single nerd from a sponsor's perspective. 100%. And you look at the things, we've got a ton of team play. If you look at esports and stuff like that, especially if you look at the Korean teams, those guys are just full-time. That's it. That's what they do, especially like their StarCraft guy. They have tons of esports teams in the different games. And I think that we could get closer to this, with a team. And I like the team aspect too, camaraderie. Like right now, you get to a point in the game where maybe you can't come back. The points are too far, and you kind of just mail it in and you talk the game through. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In a team event, man, you try to grind out every single point. One of my favorite games that I remember, and it's a game that I got smashed. The year that we won at WTC, America went in and won the World Team Championships. I went 6-1 in the event, But the one game I lost was one of my favorite games because it's back when we still had, random game length. And I was playing a list that I had no business playing against. I took it out as, I was playing all cultists and Zangors, and I'm playing the Punisher Cannon Imperial Guard list on an open table. So I'm just getting mowed. And turn 5, I had a small win. Turn 6, I was getting a small loss. And turn 7, I was getting thrashed. And of course, game went on. I'm like, come on, roll that one. But I ground out. I had the bottom of turn and I was waiting and I basically got a 1. I literally lost 19-1, but that 1 point was what made us win the round. We won by 1, exactly 1 point. And so grinding out those games, and you would never done that in a singles game. I was getting thrashed, you know what I mean? But I was trying to get points. And a game where I was getting crushed is one of my favorite memories of that tournament. You know what I mean? Because that was the point that made us win. And as a team, we won. So that point, that 1 point I contributed to the team, that was the point they needed. And you can't mail it in. So it feels great.
So do you think this was triggered by the fact that Joe from War Games Live went to the WTC and had such a positive response from the United States? Because there are a lot of Americans who had never seen the team tournament coverage, the diversity of teams, and how teams that you never hear about, like Team Poland, who has the most recorded most recorded placings, period, at WTC, most first, most second, most third placings out of any team that's ever played in that event.
Well, the thing is that we did super well. United States guys did great, placing second. And it helps popularity on it. And the thing is that Joe I'm going to give Joe from War Games Live so much props here. Joe has great coverage. You know what I mean? I don't watch a ton of 40K because I don't like not knowing what the hell's going on. Joe gets down and shows me the viewpoints of real moves that are happening, and I really like that. So, yeah, Team Poland rocked it. Again, super props to Team Poland. Crushed. They've crushed forever. Those guys have been good forever. They put in a ton of practice that, that's just what happens when you put in the time. I mean, these guys put in like 1 billion games. It's crazy.
I mean, this could be the start of having a more open recruiting process for Team America, like having teams regularly play and having those people be members of potential Team America.
Well, the French actually they actually have a team tournament circuit, but also they have a huge team tournament. They run like 8-man teams, just like the WTC does. And then the winner of that, they basically, I think, get 4 of those guys effectively determine who's on the team for France. So they vote on the rest of the guys. So you win this tournament, you effectively, I think they got one big 8-man, and then they've got, I think, a 4-man. And I can't remember exactly how it goes with that, but like the winners of the one tournament effectively have control of the team, and then they vote the captain, and then the captain and the players pick the rest of the team. But like playing is so, we've had problems with this in America because of the fact that we didn't play enough team tournament. We just didn't have very much team tournament experience. It's so much different, the play style in teams, because right now you and I are playing and you get slightly ahead of me. We're playing in singles. I have to win, so I go for it. In a team event, I just need to, maybe I wasn't supposed to win at all. We've got this projected in our points matrix, which every team does, as me getting 6 points. You know what I mean? So I just need to get 6 or more out of 20 in a differential.
Yeah.
So like, I won't go for it at all. And the thing is it took us a long time, and especially new players, to realize that like, when the European teams, the Australia teams, would just do nothing. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, go. And you're like, wait a second, I will win the game if you do that. Cool. I just need to not get 20-0'd, and we basically win this game. If you're playing the big boss, you throw your Eldar out there, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, they got an 11. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal on that.
No, absolutely. It's just a completely different play style that I don't think a lot of players are used to. Like having a true defender who's like, wow, this is a terrible matchup. How can I get 5 points at a differential scale? And if you don't have that mindset, or if you are, just like, I need to win every single game, and you take that loss, and it's just dehumanizing of yourself. Like, it just buries you. Like, it's a different mindset.
Oh, 100%. And you
Being
just
thrown under the bus is a mindset.
well, it takes a big thing on that. Like I've defended for a long time because it's my style is to take on hard matches and just kind of score because I just don't blow people out. Like Tom, for instance, puts up huge points all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just win games. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not the person that you want to just smash because I don't. And it's awesome because you need someone to take those matches out. Nick used to, like, his whole team concept, or any team concept used to be, hey, put Brad under the bus, he'll figure it out. And I was like, I don't want to do that. You're like, yeah, you're doing it. All right. I want to go to the ball on this one for two things. One, Eloise is right. I don't drink beer. Andre the Giant would have destroyed me because that guy is legendary for drinking. Holy crap. Matt, I do want to address real quick because I'm going to give a shout out to Neil Kerr when he took over as head judge and then became one of the running members with Tom Adriani and Piotr and stuff, and Ixix, the guys running. Originally, WTC had a rep for people really try-harding and bending the rules, if not breaking it, and playing that way. And he really stepped in and said, no, I will start yellow carding, red carding people that do not play sportsmanlike in the game. And he really almost single-handedly changed it around and said, hey, that's not how we wanted this to be played. This whole reason that we're getting together with, somewhere anywhere between, on any given year, 32 to 40 some countries, is we want it to be a sportsman event. We're still playing with toys. You know what I mean? It's a very serious event, but it's a sportsman event. And they really turned that around. The Polish guys are super cool dudes about stuff. One of the team that really is super good about rulings and everything else. They ask exactly what you're trying to do, and you go from there. So it's really nice.
So Eloise actually brings up a good point too, is that the United States is exceptionally well at putting together a lot of good players with a lot of talent, and then calling them a team. That's not a team. That's a group of champions.
Well,
we haven't developed that team dynamic where
we don't have enough team tournaments with it too, because we had a lot of singles players we've got a lot of really great players, but also if you haven't played a lot of team events, again, same thing with that play. You got a lot of guys that are amazing in singles events, but the singles mindset, it doesn't always translate over to the team concept. Because you're in singles, you're always going for a win. You have to win to move on. You know what I mean? In the team, you don't have to win. So a lot of times you won't take any risks. You won't do anything. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. So, and you have to also have the right mentality. To be honest, it sucks to be first offender, and there's a chance you might lose a lot of games. You know what I mean? You're taking the worst match on possibly the worst table, because the tables are light, medium, and heavy, and it takes a real mindset. It sucks to go in and just go, oh, cool, I might lose another game here. There's a lot of guys that we've had where they lost more games in one weekend than they lost the entire year, kind of thing, before. Yeah. It takes a lot to be able to go, oh, cool, I'm going to get kicked in the face again. Sweet. But the team wins because of that, and you get more into that mindset, into that concept of team, if you've played more events. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you have a team that's actively encouraging that too. You can't expect a defender who has a terrible matchup to go get 20-0. You just can't.
Yeah.
Not everyone's Tom.
Yeah. And the thing is that I know where my role in that. I make fun of getting thrown to the wolves a lot, but I have to get thrown to the wolves. I won't get you 20-0s. I play very cautious. I try to win first and score points later. So I'll score a lot, but I don't get big differentials a lot because I'm very adverse to taking any risk whatsoever, to be honest with you. So I'm not that guy that should smash. I will get decent scores. I will win pretty consistently, but I'm not going to be that guy. So, well, if you're not that guy, then you have to go ahead and take them to the face. You know what I mean? So, yeah. 100%. Yeah. We did a much better this year grabbing people. Sean
and Lucas doing work, I think, is a direct representation of hey, taking the best list isn't always the best idea. Taking the list that you're more comfortable with and familiar with is the better play. And I truly feel like that Lucas did way better because he was passionate about orcs.
Oh,
He
100%.
knew the inside and outside of orcs and did very well because of it. And if he would have had Chaos Knights, I think they were thinking about him playing.
Yep.
I think he would have done way worse.
Agreed on that. 100%. In the teams, a lot of times you want somebody to be an expert at that. It brings me back to the team though, because one of the things we used to have, because we were such a single mindseted country, was whenever anything was the big deal, especially when we used to have the way we qualified for shit. Like Eldar, Tyranids, whatever was big at the time, like you would have 8 guys that all played that. You know what I mean? So then when you get to the team, you're like, oh, cool, I've got 8 Eldar players. Well, we can bring...
There was a couple of years. I think your worst performance is that exact thing happened where everybody was playing Eldar.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
it's so big on that you got to have people that can just play whatever. Like, I mean, I obviously as my intro says, I will bandwagon the shit, but I also play a lot of different armies. I've been playing forever. So like I've played 9 different factions at WTC because I just grab whatever and just play it and grind. And then back in the day though, I would get an army January-ish, basically after LVO. And that's all I would play until after WTC was over. You know what I mean? Because I just grind those games. I love playing. I just love teams, obviously. I know I've said it forever, but I just think it's the best way to play 40K. It's better for the meta. It's better for gameplay because you have to play your games out. You don't just mail it in because, again, even 1 point might be the difference. And it's like a different tournament every single round. You're like, hey, Brandon, you got wrecked the last round. Cool. I don't care. Here's an entire new game, with a new team that we have to figure out. Let's do this. You have to shake that off. Every single round's like a whole new tournament. It's great.
Yep. And poor Lyle. Shout out to Heidi. Thanks, Brad. Heidi immediately stared me down when he said, some guys lose more in one weekend than they did all year. Lyle, if I was there, I'd give you a hug. Because Lyle at ATC went 0-6 with Imperial Knights. But he did take some very hard matchups for our team, and he allowed our team to do better in other matchups.
Hey, it's what it is, man. Like I said, a team tournament, it's about the team. Again, excuse me. I think Austin said it. He goes, yeah, the team is faceless. You know what I mean? That's why I'm super against, by the way, and this is just my preference. I hate when we give out awards for individual achievements in team tournaments. Team, and that's it. You know what I mean? Sorry. I mean, it's cool because we give out more prize support and stuff, but I always want to reward the team, the camaraderie, what you're doing for your team, not your individual scores on that.
I mean, but I got best Tau, Brad.
Say again?
I got best Tau. Sean and I were playing a game today. I was playing Tau. He was playing Chaos Demons. And you can check out that game on our Still Frosty Gaming YouTube channel. But he's like, Brandon won best Tau. And I'm like, yeah, and? He's like, go show your award. I'm like, all right, well, here's my award. But it doesn't matter because I could have went 0-6 and only earned 5 points, and our team could have won first place.
I would much rather do that in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? It's a big deal on that. I do agree here on the wall here, Anna. I do think that orcs are a great army in team, especially an 8-man team, because when you get into effectively, you're taking 4 lists for sure. You probably know you're taking probably lists 5 and 6, and then you get into 7 and 8. I think that orcs are fantastic in teams because they score points and they can really annoy your opponent because they keep games close even when they're getting clubbed because they have so many random shitball units everywhere. They can really play an MSU style. They can score all their secondaries and just go, hey, I'm in the process of getting tabled, but I'm also in the process of getting another 90 points. Brian is pretty quiet today.
So Brian, I believe he's on Cruisehammer.
Right now.
I don't know how he's doing. I don't know if they're reporting the scores or if they even have internet service, but he's on Cruisehammer right now. And we got a couple people who are excited about team tournament. Like Kyle went to his very first team tournament, ATC. He had a blast. Anna, did you go to the Death of Glory team tournament? back in November?
I hope so. Also, I do have to say that oh man, this is a different thing. I was going to put I don't have any of my gifts. Damn it. It's a different setup. Austin, don't put that on me because I think I'm going to play Orcs at Nova because I want to have some funsies. And Orcs are fun.
Orcs are fun. I played against Sean again, another battle report. We did Orcs versus Sisters of Battle. And I'll tell you what. I remember last edition when Orcs went from a very shooting army with speed freaks and freebooters to a close combat goth army. Well, they're back to shooting, and they shoot a whole shit ton. Those flash kits, along with Captain Batterup.
Oh, yeah, I take them. Sorry, I take them. I was about to say, I'm like thinking of my Squigog boys and stuff. I'm like, also, Austin is not.
Those are for fun. We both know those are for fun.
Oh,
it's the flash
I'm taking
kits.
It, baby. Austin, don't you put the evil on me with that. I want to take Orcs to Nova, and I'd love to do well because there's such a big Orc community and they're so excited about Orcs. However, you are not wrong. If you run into Custodes, you're like, "Welp, looks like you got to the objective before I did. Fights first and full rerolls to wound. That's a hell of a drug."
Brian is #1 seed and top cut at the moment. Nice. That's awesome.
I'm just happy that he made the whole thing.
I'm glad he physically made it on the boat.
It's not even on the boat. It's when I agree with Matt. I don't think it's 85% chance. It's 95 to 99% chance he's 9 Moscow mules deep.
I mean, if Eloise and I were on a cruise, I would be drinking so many margaritas, it would be funny.
Yeah, true. You see, he's trying to ruin my day. Stop ruining my orc love because you're telling me all the bad things about orcs, and that is a reason. But if it was
you have all the trash.
Tournament,
think about all the trash you have in your orcs. I think you outplay Custodes. Possibly.
Well, as long as it's not Hammer and Anvil. Because if we play the Hammer and Anvil mission where your home objective doesn't even count, I'm just going to be sad because the Custodes literally put 1,800 points of their army on the middle 3 objectives and go, what? And you're like, well, I don't really have an answer to that, so I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home now.
So Heidi has some expert advice for you. Remember that you count to 11 if you play with Cross.
Jesus. That may or may not have been a big deal in ATC.
Proud of you. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, it sometimes it's a big deal that you have an 11th model. Sad.
Yeah.
I didn't deploy my Runt Herd the entire tournament. So I found him as I was giving the models back because I, of course, brought 0 orcs myself. And that was a big thing. Also, I found out what the mech looks like because I also didn't deploy him. So at Nova, my goal is to not only do well, but actually use all of my models.
Are they actually your models or who are you borrowing them from?
I think it's when I get something, it's our models. It's the collective.
So whose models are these? Because they're not yours.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be. You keep thinking that I'm only going to use one person's models. That's crazy talk.
They do have to be painted, though, Brad. So make sure they're painted.
Oh, 100%. That's why it's going to be multiple people's armies. So that's a big deal. I want to get a little bit more of the fire in here.
Okay. Well, you can take the announcement down. So we know that there's going to be several events. How many people or how many events do you think there will be? To make it a true circuit, how many events do you think there will be?
I'd like to see double digits. I don't think that they're going to have it immediately, but I'd like to see in years
maybe
to come.
2025.
Yeah, I'd like to see a double digits on those. It'd be super awesome.
So who runs Adepticon, and how do we convince them to do a team tournament that's actually a team tournament?
Oh, well, the thing is that I think you're never going to get a change on that. And I do like Adepticon for what it is. Adepticon's not really just a team tournament. Adepticon is a celebration of the hobby tournament. So when you go to the team tournament, it's not about a team like a standard team tournament, which is people getting together, scoring the most points, doing things. Adepticon is all about hobby, the spirit of the game, things of that nature. Obviously, you also have to do battle score and stuff, but they actually weigh it very heavily with paint, with spirit, with morale, with everything that goes into that. So I think that Adepticon is going to stay Adepticon. You know what I mean? But I'd love to see more just more. And that's why I'm so excited about with that announcement today. That's why I wanted to, this is what I'm talking about, because it's the best way to play. It's the best way to play. It also, nobody drops in team tournaments. You know what I mean? Like people like, oh, I had a bad day. I had 3 close games and nothing went my way, and I went 0-3 on day 1. Cool, man. You might drop it, and some people might drop in a tournament at that. Team tournament, I don't give a shit if you went 0-3 yesterday, Brandon. Cool. You're
still playing.
Exactly.
I'm dragging you back.
Exactly. You're playing those games, asshole. Like, we got games, bro. Exactly. Brad's got spirit. How about you?
So here's a fun thought, Brad. So we don't know, obviously, we don't know where these events are going to be. We don't know how big they are. If they're only going to be exclusively 5-person, if they're going to be a mixture of 5 and 8. We don't know any of that. Do you think you and your buddies are you guys going to do like a lock team and try to hit as many of those events as possible with the same 5 guys, or are you going to do like a mix?
Literally, as soon as this went to Facebook, Alan Pajama Pants messaged me and goes, "We're winning this." So, and we started talking about who he's like, all right, each person gets to pick one person and then we vote on the last guy. Yes. So I love team tournaments, man. The thing is, you look at it last year, actually, if you look at 2022, I put a decent amount of scores up, but like I played in almost primarily team events in 2022. I had a lot of wins. I won the ATC, we won the ATC, the BFS, the Vegas teams, multiple, everything we tried to rock out. I love teams, man. I would play, if we had a big enough circuit, I would play like LVO and maybe one other big, thing, and just play teams. It's just so much better. Lyle puts it, I 100% plan on my vacation, spend money to multi-digit team tournaments more than singles. 100%, brother. It's my preferred way to play. And also, here's one of the things we didn't talk about as much, and we talked a little bit about it. I just think that you make more elite, those focus lists are so cool. The ideas that come out of that, because again, you don't have to solve for the whole meta. You can be like, hey, I can't kill knights. Cool. Kill everything else. And you make the best, just these lists that come out in WTC and ATC and stuff. You get some just fine-tuned, crazy lists that probably can't win singles events because they have something they can't play. But man, they're damaging when they get into what they're supposed to get into.
So, Brad, we have a couple comments I just want to follow up on. So, Mike is dropping a knowledge bomb on us. He's saying Missouri, Florida, and North Carolina were all mentioned in the comments of that Facebook post.
Oh, 100%.
So this might be a Southeast thing. Missouri's in the Midwest, but I hope it branches out more. Like, I would love to see Battle for Salvation put in there. I know Du Bois historically had a team tournament. I would love to see Du Bois put a team tournament back together. I would love to see Death or Glory put a team tournament back together. And then Matt O brings up an interesting point. Do you think we're starting to get oversaturated in the market? I personally don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is there's events that for some reason they keep happening, but they're not that good. And people just go because they're there. But if there's a better event that same weekend, you'd rather go to the better event, right? And I don't want to. Brad knows who I'm talking about and which event I'm specifically thinking about. I would have much rather go to the event I didn't go to. So, but that's going to happen. I mean, you're going to choose the better event. You're going to choose the event with the better reputation, the better prize support, the better trophies, the better amount of people who are there. Which event are your friends going to? Because ultimately, it's about building that community which one's more fun.
That's the other reason why teams is awesome, because you're like, hey, you know who I know is going? These 4 dudes I'm bringing with me.
Yeah.
So,
and Eloise thinks Alan's choosing me as one of your team members. So
you guys have historically got along really well.
I have no problem with Alan. He just doesn't like you for some reason.
Don't be bringing your dirty laundry on my happy stream.
I'm throwing all my stuff into the fire. So here, throwing it into the fire.
Into the fire? I just realized that we did set Brian on fire, according to this. All right. Are we
Is
ready
that Brian or Steven? I still don't know which one's which.
That's true. Well, let's talk about, you know what we're going to talk about real quick. You want to take a look at my ARC list?
Let's talk about your work list. So Nova's next week, or no? It's not.
Nah, it's another month, man.
2 weeks. No, it's 2 weeks away.
No, it's literally the end of the month.
2 weeks away.
Really? I have no idea what it is.
Today's the 17th.
I'm playing on a team with Kyle, I think.
So next weekend, Eloise and I are coming up, and we're going to hang out with you, Mr. Brad. And we're going over to Lyle's house.
Yeah.
And then the weekend after is Nova, so 2 weeks away.
Oh, well, close enough. I should figure out how I'm getting to Nova. Also, I need to figure out where I'm staying in Nova. I don't have either one of those taken care of yet. I also don't have an army. But besides that, everything will probably work itself out.
I'm sure it will.
I'm just saying, in the end, it'll probably work itself out. I'm just, sometimes things happen.
Do you have a ticket?
No.
Oh, okay. So is it sold out?
Oh, I don't think so. Who cares?
You're just going to show up and like, I got this. I'm not going to pay anything because I'm Brad.
I love it. How many competitive Isle players can Brandon and Brad refer to our team? The Council of Isles, exactly.
That's a very good question. I can't really think of any.
I can't think of any.
Well, I mean, yeah, you have Lyle and Kyle, but they're best buddies. After those two, I can't think of any.
You know what? Zoob's hurt. That's hurtful right there. He just said the last GT, the best part was hanging out with Matt, Steve, and Horton. Would be great to start a team there. I don't even get a notice on that. Ah, that's hurtful talk.
But you already established your team. It's going to be you and Alan.
I was just saying the best part about the event was I didn't even get mentioned. That's hurtful. It's hurtful talk. I always want to be, I don't need to win the event. I just need to be the most fun at the event. Exactly. There's always drops, so there's always room for Brad. So, look, man, I show up with a couple bottles of wine. I wander around. They let me play. Half the time, I think that my scores don't even count. They just give me a game to play. Just go. Just make him think he's in the tournament. He'll be fine.
And then he ends up winning second.
I was there in spirit, damn it. I thought we were talking about Salt City. All right. Do we want to talk about my orcs list for just a second?
Let's pull it up. Do you have a screenshot of it?
Yeah, I've got it right now.
All right, let's do it. Are you going to cover the fire or Brian? Or Steven?
Oh, man. I can't cover. We're going to cover everybody, I think.
All right, let's do it.
Hold on. I'm going to bring this up. Battle Scribe. Where am I taking you? Somebody's got to go down. All right.
All right. So while Brad's doing
we're taking the sock puppet down, and we're taking Brian down. All right.
Poor Brian.
Here's what I'm thinking. So, this means I gotta actually get into Battle Scribe. So, I'm taking Captain Badrock because he's a pirate, and pirate. Mazrog is a boss. That guy auto goes into your list. He's riding a dinosaur. He's literally Captain Ahab riding the white whale. 2 Beast Bosses, who are going to go with my 2 units of Beast Snagger Boys. Also, I hate Beast Snagger Boys, but they're basically ablative wounds and rerolls for that guy. The mech, so I can have my trucks be +1 to hit. Now I'm on Smash the Squigs, going to join a big old 6-man unit of bros. Oh, these aren't even in here yet. Let me kill these Ludas. These are just an idea. Unit of Flash Kits, 2 units of Gretchen, 2 units of Storm Boys, a unit of 6, 2 units of 3 Squigwog Boys, and 3, possibly 4 trucks. Basically, I've got 200 points left. That's what I'm doing. What I ran at ATC was a Beast Boss on Squigosaur, and I dug it. But I don't know. I think I wanted more trash. And I was looking, I miss my Ludas. And I also don't know why they don't come all with Def Guns, because the Spanner just randomly has a big shooter or a missile launcher. And I'm like, what the hell, man?
It's because they're trying to force you to take what's in the box. That's why.
I have the thing about this, Anna, is I have so many characters. I think I give up 70,000 points for assassination. Give or take a few thousand.
I mean, I played Tau, and I think at ATC I gave up 43 points to bring it down. So
also, where's the Dragster? that might go back in. This is basically what I wanted 100%. If I was going to bring 2 Beast Snaggers, I wanted 2 Beast Bosses. Beast Bosses basically do mortals on the charge. They're nuts, basically. They do devastating wounds, so they just wreck face. So's the Nabon Smashes Squig. And they just wreck stuff. So I wanted another one of those in there. I only took 1 Beast Boss to ATC.
What about Commandos? Are Commandos any viable now?
Not really, because you have to take... They're, again, hand-to-hand is only viable on certain units because they're just strength 4, strength 5 on the charge.
No, I was just thinking like Infiltrate.
They unfortunately, they come in only 10-man squads. They came in 5s 100%. That's why
trash.
I was looking at things like Ludas and stuff like that, because they come in 5-mans. So I basically, this is for sure what I'm bringing, plus 200 points. And I've been dicking around with this in the middle of the night last night, and I just had it up, and I wanted to show everybody. I do think 100% they're too expensive. Storm Boys, I love them. 65 points for a unit that can do shenanigans. Fantastic. Need Snickrot. There's so many characters now. So many guys.
What about the not the wagons, the helicopters?
The problem is that Fly sucks for anything that's not infantry anymore.
Yeah. As a Tau player, I understand.
Yeah,
what
I was just
saying.
want to say, you feeling the pain, baby? Are you feeling the pain?
I am the patron saint of trash tier armies. So, but no, can they come individually? Like if that's cheap, they can screen out your backfield. Like they're fast enough where they can do actions. Will they move 14 or 12?
It's just maybe because I've already got dude. The thing is that Gretchen, Storm Boys, trucks are doing most of my actions. So let's see, where's the mech guns? Dual. I didn't like the Mega Knobs at all. Just I can see them doing stuff, but like for their points, they just do absolutely fuck all. They have no attacks. It kind of bugged me on that. I'm debating on bringing War Bikers in. The mech guns are meh. I don't hate them. I don't love them. You know what I mean? I could see them. Let me scroll down because mech guns are only 45 points. They do give me some boom boom. So maybe mech guns go in. You know what I mean? Maybe 2 mech guns go in and a unit of bikes.
I mean, with a unit of bikes, you can just rodeo custodes around, or you just control where they move because they're on giant bases and they're super fast.
That's what I'm saying. I was debating on that. I mean, I can go 2 mech guns and a bike unit. That fits. It fits with change actually.
You could probably get 3 mech guns.
I can get. Let me 3 mech guns and a bike. It's going to be too much because 3 mech guns puts us at 1935. A bike unit 75. I'd be 10 points over. And because GW, hey, should I take off a weapon? Take off a guy?
Nope.
No. But I don't hate the mech gun idea. You know what I mean? Because you can also. I really want to make Bubble Chuckas work, but they're terrible. But I just like saying Bubble Chucka.
Then just take 1.
Just to have one?
Yeah. So if you take 3 units of big mech guns, you could take another unit of Storm Boys because that's 65.
I actually like that. What do you guys think about this? There you go. That's 2,000 points exactly. Triple mech gun, 3 units of Storm Boys.
Because Storm Boys have the speed, they're infantry, they could deep strike. I mean, they're decent in combat with the Power Claw. Not the other guys, just Power Claw.
I don't hate this. What do you guys think? So I have 200 points, 3 mech guns, 1 more Storm Boys. Round me out.
So I guess for you, since we're hanging out next weekend, are we going to play a game? Like you play this, I'll play something.
Oh, 1,000%. We're throwing this down. And for sure, I'm taking a Bubble Chucka against you. Bubble Chucka!
I couldn't even tell you what a Bubble Chucka does.
Look, my friend, it's random.
Does it go from anywhere from like strength 2 to strength 12?
It goes from strength 6 to strength 12. And its damage goes from damage 1 to damage 3 plus D6.
Seems good.
You know what? I'm totally taking Bubble Chuckas. I don't even care.
And no one even knows what they look like, so you can.
I have absolutely no idea what a Bubble Chucka looks like. I just sang like Bubble Chucka. So.
Did you want indirect or no? Or you don't care?
Yeah, but I have to say Bubble Chucka. If I'm gonna do indirect, I might as well do a Rucka Truck. They are 110 points. It seems expensive. Not enough gargantuan squigos. Yeah, they are wildly expensive. Gargantuan squigos are $440.
Run nothing but 12 grot tanks.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm basically allergic to anything that costs over 100 points. Like, oh, that's crazy talk.
How about 12 grot tanks, Brad? You could do it.
Yeah, grot tanks they used to be able to deep strike.
They were super annoying when I was playing against Sean with them. They actually put a ton of firepower.
They get a decent amount. See, you're going to play Eldar. I don't know why she keeps saying this. Eloise, you're playing Eldar. Just accept it. Move on with your life. I actually like this. I like you guys helping me out with ideas for this list. This makes me happy. You know what? I'm taking this down for a minute, though, because I really want... Oh, I took myself out. God damn it. I want the fireside back out. If this soothes and relaxes me with the fire here. Matt, she's not taking sisters. She's taking freaking. Oh, what's the poll going to be? I'm into polls.
I know you're into polls.
Oh yeah.
We got to put Brian back up too. So the poll is Eloise and I are coming up next weekend. Mr. Lyle is holding an invitational basement tournament, and there's 8 of us coming along. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know if we're supposed to take this like super seriously and bring like fine-tuned tournament lists, or if we're just playing whatever. So, should Eloise bring Sisters of Battle or Eldar?
Let me put up a poll. Click, click, click.
And
cool.
this is
Eldar won by a landslide.
This is just for next weekend.
I should put in a poll of what I spent for the last 200 points of my orc list. Yeah.
I mean, I think you should take 2 units of 3 bikes and 1 mech gun. Just have a singular bubble chukka. Just
so I can literally just say bubble chukka. It is the best of the rest tournament. So you have to take something that is at the bottom tiers.
Yeah, so I guess it's Sisters of Battle.
No Eldar, no Knights, no GSC, no Custodes. Looks like, well, they're going to let Eloise do Eldar. Also, I'm super excited to see what rules Eloise comes up with.
I mean, those are going to be 11th edition Sisters of Battle rules.
She's always ahead of her time.
She's a playtester for Sisters of Battle. Not really, but yeah.
In her mind.
All right, so Lyle says it's whatever. Heidi only owns Knights. All right, so we're playing whatever. So Eloise, put up the poll, Brad. Should Eloise play Sisters of Battle or Eldar at Lyle's Basement Dwellers tournament?
Basement Dwellers.
No one else. Well, we know Brad's going to play orcs. I don't know where he's getting the orcs from, but he could play orcs. See, Austin's my kind of guy. Look at that. Tripe with Cyborg is 9 wounds with a 4+ field of pain and an AP2 flamer with a bike squad.
I put up the poll.
You know, I'm gonna give her a sisters vote. I believe the sisters have play.
I hate AdMech so much. It's not even like when AdMech was amazing, I didn't like it. I just don't like the fluff of it. Why I could play an immortal elf, a super soldier, a demon from the warp, or I could play basically me with a chip in my head. I just the art role playing of that seems bootylicious.
But I mean, I kind of like the idea of the best of the rest tournament. But
I actually like what Eloise says. We can bring both, and I play the one she doesn't play. All right, guys, vote for sisters. Vote so hard for sisters.
But do you know what her Eldar list is? Because it's whatever she's bringing.
Oh, what is her Eldar list? This is going to be bad, isn't it? Tell me it's not like Wave Serpents and Falcons.
I don't believe there's a Wave Serpent or Falcon in there.
Oh, no, but is it like Banshees and Scorpions and stuff?
Well, now that you mention it. So I'm assuming it has to be fully painted, right? So we're gonna go with the stuff that is fully painted, that Eloise put a lot of love and energy into painting.
But
And
what are
there
those
are
things?
10, there are like 15 Dire Avengers, like 10 Banshees. There's some striking Scorpions and Carandrous. We could bring 20 Rangers. You want 20 Rangers?
No. Oh, can I play the sisters instead? Oh.
No, it's whatever our Eloise doesn't play. So
I like that. KR goes, Nyquil wore off. I'm awake but feel like garbage, but the fire is soothing.
if only like there was a subtle like crackling, like it'd be perfect ambiance.
Oh, I could put that in for next time. I can get that audio file. Hell yeah.
So I think I don't have it memorized, but I think Eloise's Eldar list is Carandrous, 5 Striking Scorpions, 2 Night Spinners, 2 D cannon platforms, 2 Warwalkers.
I can wait with that.
2 units of 5 Warp Spiders.
You already had me at D cannons, Warp Spiders, Fire or Night Spinners, and D cannons. That's all I need.
There's no Fire Prisms.
That army's OP enough. I only need half of the good units. It's all good.
All right. Let's see. There's 9 jet bikes with shuriken cannons, Farseer on bike, Warlock on bike, 2 3-mans with scatter lasers.
Oh, hold on. She says Carandrous is Zeratul? Well, shit. I'm definitely bringing that. Ooh, Matt's got this. This might be my next cast. Need a radio filter on the audio and a velvet smoking jacket complete with high back leather chair.
See, Brad, I'm still waiting for you to come over and actually sit in front of my fireplace, which is right there.
I'm sitting in front of your fireplace.
But we got to turn it on and do a stream from it.
You guys were cooking me at the one point. I didn't realize that it was on. Love everything about it. I love, and it goes, not cool, sir. You were going in the book. Because Mike goes, hey, I want to see how Eldar stuff and junkless plays. Still probably better than Votan. Ooh, shoe doggy. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna sting. That's sting.
All right,
poor Votan. I pour one Diet Dr. Pepper out for you.
All right, so Eloise is gonna play sisters. It looks like Brad is gonna play whatever Eloise brings him Eldar. That list could change, by the way, because she wants to put a fully painted army on the table.
Whatever she brings, I'll play.
All right.
Nobody's brave enough to burst out the space dwarves. It's just brutal. I'm sorry, but it's just brutal. Ooh, you know what I do want to show real quick? Did you guys see that new model for AOS? That thing's badass.
I mean, there's been a couple of new models.
No, it just came. It's the one that I think it came out today. Bam. That model. The what's her name? Talia Vedra. That thing is fantastic. That thing's boss mode. I want one of these. I don't know.
I'm waiting to see it because I don't see it yet.
I don't know what it's gonna be used as, but that thing is pretty fly for a white guy. That is boss mode.
That's pretty cool. It's like a griffin, I guess.
Yeah, it looks sick. Whew. I mean, that just looks so cool. They have so many banners and pennants and stuff like that. That shit, I don't know. We need more of that. Remember when we used to have to take banners?
We need less of that because that shit breaks off. It's terrible.
It looks so cool though, man.
No, it's too fragile. They put too much random crap. Like I was looking at the Seraphim models and like Celestine. Like there's so much random shit that just breaks off during the course of a game, and you can't fix it.
Look, man, I played Dark Eldar and Eldar. Like, yeah, I'm well aware of small shit breaking off.
But they're not your models. You're borrowing other models.
I mean, I do own a lot of Dark Eldar and Eldar, but I still bring other people's. So I think I just have a problem. So
I need to figure out what I'm playing then. I think I'm gonna take Tau.
The Lion, the Lich, and Brad's Bordeaux. I'd read that. Uh, whew. Yeah, I say Anna is the number 1 and number 2 Great Lakes Fotan player. This is nobody else's rocket. I'm sorry, Anna. But yeah, stay on the orcs. Whew. If she had that, I wouldn't mind that. It is for everybody watching. Eloise is making a Protoss army for StarCraft. She's doing everything StarCraft for her Eldar army, which would be pretty awesome when it's finished.
I have some models sitting right next to me, so let me pull them over here. So at our local game store, so D cannons, actually weapon platforms, heavy weapon platforms, are just sold out everywhere. So we found the second edition D cannon, and she 3D printed this sick ass base for it, and then she just mounted it to it. That's perfect. Like, that gets the job done. It's on a 60 millimeter, which she did in like a lava theme. It's kind of hard to show because it's blurry. And then, like, she's going to be decorating a future display board and bases with these pylons. So she's in the middle of painting them right now. But, like, all the Eldar jet bikes are converted. Or, like, I think this is Warlock.
Of everything that's happening here right now.
So, yeah.
All of the things, some of the stuff.
So, for those who don't know, Eloise is a former high-end StarCraft player. So she used to play StarCraft competitively when she was a college student in France. I don't know what her tier was. I think it was Diamond tier or something. And she just is very passionate about StarCraft. So she wanted to do an Eldar army that is StarCraft-esque.
Ooh, I want to see that, Zoobs. I've seen a couple, the Kerrigan conversions. That look pretty sweet also. So I'm going to call it a night because I'm pretty sure my house might get destroyed by a storm because everything's going crazy outside. And I appreciate everybody hanging out. I got one plea that I want to make to everybody. I would really love for this circuit to succeed. So please put out the word, support your local TOs. Also, as a community, get together, see what we can do for each other. If you're having problems with anything, getting players, getting terrain, getting whatever, reach out to everybody. We can help. You know what I mean? I give a shout out to Brian Delgado. He brought a ton of terrain. Calvin did. Multiple people helped at ATC to make the event it was. So I'm very excited about that. And there's a ton of us that want to help. Just support those events coming up. And until then, just for Lyle, stay milky.
Stay milky.